Roddy Ricch had one of the biggest songs in the world with The Box, but today he isn't nearly as successful as we once thought he would be, and it's truly disappointing. He has talent too, it's just that his career feels so much less than compared to his potential. Let's talk about why Roddy Ricch didn't reach the level that he could have, and why I still believe he can. So we can't talk about Roddy Ricch without talking about his breakout single, The Box, and his amazing breakout album, Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial. When this came out, TikTok was in its prime, and people were still ready for new faces of hip hop. So when Roddy Ricch came out, The Box was like the perfect segue into a time period where we started getting more artists who were really pushing boundaries in a different way. Gunna was still going hard. Artists like Polo G and Fabio Foreign were really starting to heat things up. But when Roddy Ricch came out, he came out with a really different sound that was talking about street shit, but it was also really pushing flows and melodies. And he was really who we thought could be a new face of rap. But then we wonder, where did things go wrong? And in my opinion, it was a start of inconsistency after his release of The Box and that project that came with it. Roddy Ricch tried to drop project. The album that he released after it, Live Life Fast, I thought was a great project, but people expected him to take another step up above the previous release that he did, and it was really kind of on the same line, if not kind of treading below it. So not a lot of people respected or looked at that project as good. So people are now wondering, what can he do next, and is he going to be able to last? At the time, we also have to keep in mind that Lil Baby and Gunna were also in a very prime time moment where Lil Baby was really getting a lot of hype after his whole Black Lives Matter kind of song situation. And Gunna was also making really consistent hits. This is before the whole lockup situation. So he really had a lack of cultural moments compared to his counterparts. So the public perception of Roddy was that he didn't deliver on the hype that he built up. Why is it disappointing to me? Well, it's because Roddy isn't lacking talent. And I don't think that anybody believes that Roddy Ricch is talentless. Like, he made a song like The Box, he made a project, Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial. I mean, he gave us proof that he is capable of doing more, which is why artists like him, artists like A Boogie, artists like Trippie Redd, I'll never understand why they're giving us these kind of mid songs and mediocre material. Not mediocre in the sense that it's bad, but just not even on the closest level to their best work, when they've showed us their best work, and their best work is so good that it's proof that they're capable of so much more. I believe that he had everything lined up to dominate, but he didn't capitalize on it. And there's many reasons why people believe that he didn't capitalize on it, but my reason and my belief is that, I mean, when fame comes at you that fast, that hard, and when you get a hit like Roddy Ricch got with The Box, it's really hard to capitalize on that and really go in on it if you've never lived that life before. And that's why Live Life Fast was actually, in my opinion, a perfect project to come after it, because he was living life fast, but he also wasn't really prepared for all this hype that came his way. Some people may say that that's not true because he had a consistent upward growth up until that song, but I believe that when you get all that hype at once, no matter who you are, no matter what stage you're at in your career, it's hard to figure out what to do with it and how to keep that momentum going. And fans know how good he is, so it's hard to accept the fall off. It's hard to accept that this is the end for Roddy Ricch, and I don't think that it is. But it does feel like wasted potential, at least for right now. I do believe he has a chance for redemption, though. A lot of people don't talk about the fact that he still does have a core fan base. I mean, even myself, as much as I'm not going crazy about it, I do tune in to what's going on with him. And I think the issue is he's not just going for the music, and he's instead kind of listening to the outside, and he takes in too much of the public perception, the public opinion, which isn't that easy. It's not that easy to develop a shell around yourself with that, but he needs to, because his music is not bad, but in order to get to those extremely high moments, sometimes you have to go through those low moments too. He has a new album that he's trying to put out called the Navy album, and I've seen that album pushed forward or pushed back for the last few months, almost a year. I've seen this album supposed to come out, and he just keeps pushing it forward. And I understand he's trying to make it perfect, but the reality is you are not going to please everybody. You can make an album that is a 10 out of 10 to one critic and a 2 out of 10 for another. You will never please everybody. So in my opinion, he's just got to drop the music. And he's young, he's got plenty of time to rebrand and bounce back. All it takes is the right album or the right flip to flip the narrative. Artists like Future, Meek Mill, even Trippie Redd had moments that were low and then were able to bounce themselves back. And we're not going to sit here and talk about them right now because, listen, my point is that to me personally, there is never an end for an artist's career unless they do something extremely controversial. There is always a point where you can bounce back. And I believe Roddy Ricch still has so much potential, and I can't wait to see what he's got coming, because I really do believe he can still be a face of rap. He just has to prove himself and not focus on the outside perception, but just release music. Roddy Ricch didn't reach the superstar level that I thought he would, but I don't think it's over, and I still believe that he has time to prove himself, show the world what he's capable of. Do you think that Roddy Ricch can bounce back, or do you think that it's too late? Please let me know in the comments below. I want to have a discussion discussion with you guys. If you're new here, please make sure to subscribe. I've got more content coming on the way every week. And if you want to follow me or any of my own music, you could do that. Follow me on Instagram, willarmani with 2 I's. It's been your boy, willarmani. Please stay positive.